brand.
Money for Farm Bill programs is set to run out at the end of the year, and a standoff in Washington, D.C. makes it increasingly unlikely a new bill will pass in time. Marceli Hernandez sat down with the Hill's Saul Elbian on what's keeping lawmakers at odds and what's at stake.
So let's talk about the Farm Bill and the consequences if it does not get passed. What did you find out?
So let's start with what the Farm Bill is. It's a $1.4 trillion package of legislation, gets passed every 5 years, that underpins basically every aspect of the American food system, from crop insurance for farmers to conservation payments to improve soil quality to, and this is the biggest part, 80% of it goes to food aid or the SNAP program. No Farm Bill, all of that doesn't happen. So the Farm Bill actually failed, or maybe we should say it failed to be passed by the time it expired, which was the end of September. So now we're still running sort of on fumes. Funding runs until the end of the year, but if we don't pass something that either continues that funding or re-ups the Farm Bill by the end of the year, a lot of stuff is going to stop working that we expect to work now. Everyone I talked to said Farm Bill never looks like it's going to pass until it passes. It always does. It's sort of the last great piece of bipartisan legislation in Washington. We can expect probably there will be something. The question is, and I think this is the thing to talk about now, what is going to be in it when it passes?
So what have you found out so far as what Republicans and Democrats support should be in it?
One of our staffers caught up with Glenn Thompson, the House Agriculture Committee, last week, and he said basically this is what they're thinking about. They want to increase a form of crop subsidies, which will benefit three relatively small crops, mostly in the South. A lot of them are in Texas: cotton, rice, and peanuts. Now, they want to do this by essentially increasing the amount of money that these people get if market prices drop below a certain level. They need billions of dollars to do that. They say they need it to make up for all of the extreme weather we've been having, all the inflation, and it's going to be very expensive. Here's where they want to get the money. First off, they want to pull money from $20 billion in new funding that Congress approved last year for farm conservation programs. Everything from soil health to putting in forests to maintaining native prairie so that your cattle could graze on it. They want to cut that by some amount and give it to these three interest groups. And they're saying that if they do that, they can extend the funding for longer, but it will be less funding. And then they also want to reverse a program that the Biden administration did in 2021, which increases the amount of SNAP funds to recipients so that it tracks the cost of healthy food, which means it tracks fruits and vegetables, which means, by the way, that it suddenly guarantees a huge amount of demand for fruit and vegetable farmers, who are a group of people who are almost overwhelmingly left out of the Farm Bill. The question is, why are they pitting farmers against each other?
Such a good question, and a very complicated question too that you've been finding out. Thank you so much, Sal, for your input.
Thank you so much, Sally.